Hello and welcome to another episode of What It Means to Be Human. This is the Soul Doctor podcast, and today I'm very privileged to have Crystal Johns with me. She is an incredible healer who has gone through quite a journey, and so we're going to delve in deep and find out about her and find out what makes her be human. Crystal, welcome. How are you?
Hello, thank you so much for having me on the podcast. I'm really excited to be here. Yeah, feeling really great. And I actually did a little bit of healing today already on somebody. So I'm really excited to go and thank you for having me.
So you've had a busy morning already. You've already jumped in there, client,
Yeah.
worked on them, taken them out of from where to where. Give us a little bit of breakdown of sort of healings that you do.
Yeah, well, that's a good place to start, isn't it? So
Well, as a
I
healer, I think you should start there, don't you?
have Um, so I've been trained in crystal healing, aura healing. I'm now a Reiki master, which is all so exciting. I actually got that done within a year, going from level 1 to level 3. And I have also just got my certification in theta healing as well, which I absolutely love. And that's to do with the subconscious mind, working on blocks and beliefs, and super, super spiritual. So those are all my healing modalities. In addition to that, I also am a intuitive coach and a psychic medium. So yeah.
Okay, so we've got quite a few things there, right? So you're obviously adding to the toolbox, new tools coming online. You're exploring this world of energy healing, I'm guessing, and magic and looking at different things. But what did Crystal do before this came online? What were you doing before then?
Oh my, Oliver. So I worked in the NHS in a full-time position, and I was a children's clinical allergy clinical nurse specialist. And I did that for almost 5 years. And I've been trained in pediatrics since 2008. And I've been working with children and families, and it's quite interesting actually. I've gone into the Western medical sort of route, and now on more a holistic path,
Mm.
and helping people to heal, which I think is so important. And yeah, if anyone is watching this, I would just ask them to really delve into a bit of their healing work if they can, because it really does transform things and change things, and then you can see shifts and just feel so much better.
So what was the shift or the something usually happens to make someone move from a sort of I guess a sort of Western tradition, a very holistic or medically trained to into something that's completely holistic, which is completely different to what a lot of people expect.
Oh, okay. This is a little bit of a long story, so I'm going to try and shorthand it.
Perfect.
Otherwise, I'll be here all day. But I
Well, I
was
won't be here all day, so that's a joke. Don't worry.
so so I was working in the NHS, and the first sort of thing that had happened was one of our colleagues, our really valued colleagues, had passed away from breast cancer. That was incredibly sad. The second thing that had happened was in 2020, COVID hit, and that was a really hard time for everybody. And our department actually got closed, and we got reassigned to adult intensive care unit. I'm a children's nurse, I'm not an adult nurse, so it was very eye-opening. And in terms of the teamwork, it was second to none. Everyone was really pulling their weight and doing everything for all the patients. It was a really hard and testing time. I was there for about, I think, somewhere between kind of 4 to 6 weeks in the redeployment, and I ended up having a bit of a breakdown, if I'm honest. and then we were allowed back to our old ward. And there was another surge, and we had to go to adult intensive care unit. In the middle of all of that, I had the funding come through for my asthma diploma 3 years after I applied for it in the middle of COVID. So, I was doing that as well and working the 12-hour days. And what else happened? It was just a really trying time. I think I was looking for other jobs as well, because I was finding it quite tough. I was having symptoms as well. I was having like a lot of chest pain. I was getting a lot of headaches. I was with my partner back then, and quite a few people had passed away, and I was kind of like, what are we waiting for? Why aren't we, pursuing the next bit of our relationship? And in the middle of all of this as well, I was having my mood had sort of dropped, and I was a bit concerned for my mental health. But I got some help from the psychologist, and then it was the psychologist that then said, what are the good things in your life? And it was my partner. And so I was putting all my eggs into that basket. And yeah, well, things happened, Oliver. We got engaged. That was marvelous. I was really, really happy with that. Prior to this, I should explain the context, that I had a reading done which said, you're going to go on a different path. Whatever you're doing, you're making loads of money. I was like, oh, I like the sound of that. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm making loads of money. Then he said that I would get married and I would have children. Apparently the children would be twins. I was like, don't think twins run in my family, but whatever. And at this point, I was engaged, so I was super, super pleased. But then he could see all the bad stuff anyway. He's not allowed to tell you all the bad stuff. And there were, if I'm being honest, a lot of red flags with me and my partner back then. But the Asian, or I don't want to generalize here, my experience of being a South Asian is that we sweep things under the carpet anyway. So that's what was happening. And it wasn't until I had this dream which changed everything. We were on holiday, and I had this dream which was showing me that I was on one side, my partner was on another side, and all the stress and anxiety, everything I was feeling, literally in my chest, in my heart, my mind, my soul. My mind was like, I wonder how I would feel if I wasn't with my partner. All this stress I felt had vanished into thin air. The next thing I saw was the sun coming down over Clapham Common in London, and I just knew everything would be okay. So some may say that, I followed the intuitive trail, but I also, this was the last thing. There were loads of clues that we should not have been together, but this was the last thing. And the next day I gave back my engagement ring, and I said, we probably shouldn't be getting married if we're fighting so much. And there were like verbal disagreements. And then he had decided to end our relationship, and it was really that pivotal point where I was losing everything, my engagement, our plans, the mortgage. I really wanted to quit my job at that point as well. I was really good at it, but I did want to quit. Everything just felt like it was so far out of reach. I had no control, and it was just going down the toilet. And I was like, why? Why is this happening? But in that moment, that's where my healing journey had really begun. And I started on this path where I started to go to therapy, just like talking therapy. I went to the crystal shop and I found my new love of crystals, which aligns with my name. And I had actually started making a product. So the product was a bottle with lights in it. But my friend said, your name is Crystal, you should be working with healing crystals. And the idea went off in my head, and I was like, right, okay, what if I combine the crystals and the lights together? And then it was called Crystals Healing Lights. And then from there, it's been a huge journey of healing and really remembering in my soul who I am, and knowing that I've always been intuitive. I've always had those dreams. I just have ignored them up until that point where my higher self come in. And one summer it all got a bit much. I could feel people's energies. I was a bit afraid to go to sleep and stuff because I get a lot of vivid dreams. That's when I got a coach, started to work with my coach, and the rest of it you could say is history because I've aligned with my intuitive side. The Reiki came in. My friend who's a Reiki master was like, Crystal, I'm holding a workshop. Why don't you come? I was like, this Reiki thing keeps wanting to come in, so I'll go. And then all these other things started to happen. I was like, I'm blocking myself if I don't go with my intuition because things keep coming up.
Mm.
So now I'm a crystal healer, aura healer, Reiki master, and theta practitioner. So there you go. And I'm now on this incredible journey. And you know what? I love it. I love it so much. It's great helping people.
So you've gone from helping children
Yeah.
in a ward, I'm guessing,
Yeah.
to helping anybody and everybody who's open to it in
Yeah.
another sense.
Yeah.
And as you tell that story, I watch how your energy lights up and how now you're lit up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
And when you talked about the relationship and the ex and the partner, how your energy was very, very flat. So it's
Mm.
amazing how when we're on our own paths, how we start to light up and how our energy starts to shine out in the world, whether it's through the smile, through the sparkle in the eyes, or of course the stuff around the body, which is what I'm obviously looking at right now.
Oh.
Amazing, amazing. So out of all these things you've done, which one is your favorite? Because there must be a
Oh.
favorite.
Wow. I have actually got two favorites. I really, really love Reiki. Reiki is amazing. My Reiki master is incredible. And every time I work with Reiki, there's always something new that comes along. So I just love it so much. And there's just so much you can do with it. It's a fantastic tool. You know, it's amazing that I can attune people now. And I would like to just, you know, keep on going with the Reiki. But theta healing, oh my. I love theta healing. It is incredible. It's just this amazing healing modality where you can really break down people's beliefs, and they're not necessarily their own, by the way. This has come
Okay,
through.
so I think most people will understand Reiki. So theta healing is similar to Reiki, or is it different? Because I don't think many people have heard that. So
Okay.
let's start from the beginning with this theta healing.
Okay. So theta healing really works with the subconscious mind. So just as you're about to go to sleep, you'll enter different brainwave states, and one of them is theta, and that is where this healing modality has sort of come from. So you will be in a theta brainwave state. And so when I'm working with that individual, I'll put them in a meditative state of theta,
Hmm.
and then I will work with them. It is tailor made to the things that they're dealing with. But just to give you an overview, you know, you can remove blocks and beliefs that the person has had, perhaps for a lifetime. When I use theta on myself, for example, my block was I'm not good enough. Now I know that actually that comes from my dad and back and back and back and back. It's not necessarily always your belief. And there are four belief levels. So there's a core, a genetic, a soul, and a history level. So it's all on four different levels. So
Hmm.
you can remove them, you can install a new program, and it's just honestly to see the shifts in clients, it's just pretty incredible. And that's just one aspect of it, actually. Other things that you can do is you can talk with the person's guardian angel, because it's super spiritual. So you can connect to their guardian angel. You can do reading with it. With theta, you can actually do actual healing with it.
Right.
um, you can regenerate DNA. I mean, it is incredible. Soul retrieval process from one to another. There's just so many things that you can do. It's so expansive, and it really is a high end. Not that the others aren't, just saying, but it's a high-end healing modality, and it's wonderful. I love working with it. And actually, I am trying to pass my driving test at the moment, so I have used it to work on my core beliefs with my driving, and it's just a wondrous thing. I just love it. You can manifest with theta as well. It's a gorgeous healing modality, and I think actually the more I'm talking about it, I do feel like this is where I'm meant to be, and I love doing it for people. Um, so it's incredible. It really is, and honestly,
Amazing.
you can change your life with it. Not to sound so extreme with it, but you can, you know.
Your
And
your excitement for it and your passion for it is contagious. I'm feeling the energy of this healing already, and of course, you're not actually in the process of doing a healing like now, are you? Um, you mentioned something there about connecting to, was it readings? Because I know
yeah,
that's something that you're quite passionate about is the reading element.
oh, I honestly, well, in theta, there are two types of readings. You can do a reading, like an ordinary reading, and then you can,
Okay, reading. So let's go back to the beginning. What do you mean by a reading, or what do we mean by a reading? Because
oh, right.
I can read a
Oh,
book, or I can read a magazine, or I can read a blog.
my sincere apologies.
No,
Um,
no need to apologize.
So yeah, when I say reading, I do mean like a psychic reading, but using the modality of theta.
Hmm.
So you can, well, it's a bit more technical, but like I'm me as a reader, I would go into that person's space with their consent, and then just relay any messages
So
that
you're
they
going
need.
into you're putting them in this theta state, which is
Yeah,
a very deep meditative state, and then
yeah,
you're connecting with them to then read
yeah, yeah.
their what? Their energy, their
That to read, yeah. So I do read that energy, but I also give them any messages that will come through. So it's kind of like I'm still say I'm still practicing. I am still practicing, but I'm going through the body, and I just kind of go a little bit lower, a little bit lower. And sometimes for me, because I'm super intuitive, I don't. It just comes like the messages just automatically come to me, and then that's when I'm saying what messages and guidance they need. And sometimes it's not always necessarily about the future. There are some past life things that come in. It's like, oh, I see you being really regal here, and oh, you were like a fierce warrior or a princess or royalty, and I'm just like, oh, okay. And sometimes it surprises me, but when it's coming from source and the divine, I'm like, okay, I have to say it because this is what I'm seeing. So I will say what I see and just go through it and just relay those messages to the client. And it's really, really helpful for them. And in terms of connecting, one of my favorite ones with theta is guardian angels. Speaking to the guardian angels, finding out how they can support the person in this lifetime, what their role is, and then any specific messages that come. And it's so lovely to be able to be that connecting bridge between the guardian angel and that person to give them the messages that they need. And sometimes, you'll find like in 90% of cases, I would say maybe even percentage wise a bit higher, it's already what the person is thinking.
Mhm.
It's just a confirmation of those things that they already have in their mind. So it's just honestly, it's a beautiful modality. So I love doing readings for clients, and I love connecting with their guardian angel. Sometimes their guardian angels can be a bit blunt, but that's okay.
So now, so we've got the guardian angel, which every person has is a guardian angel. But do you ever connect with sort of ancestors or people that have passed?
Yeah, yeah, I do. They will just pop up in the reading, and literally, that's how I receive it. They just kind of pop in, and I'm like, "Oh, hello, Grandma," or "Hello, Mum," or "Hello," whomever it is. And then the first thing is like, tell them I love them, and tell them I'm at peace as well. And it kind of just they just pop in. I don't know how else to explain it. And I either, for me as a reader, because I'm quite visual, so I'm a clairvoyant, so I get the images
Mm.
and I'll see it, but I'll also feel it. So this overwhelming feeling of love, I'm like, oh, this feeling is so divine. Like, and I'll have to try and explain it to the client. Like, my heart is so full.
Mm.
And then there's this also, I might hear it, not necessarily in their voice, because, that I don't know what they would have sounded like, but I can hear it and I just relay the messages. Um, Honestly, it's beautiful. And then the client just gets so much comfort from it. And it's just really nice, again, just to be that connecting bridge with the ancestors. But it is quite amazing what comes up. And also, in the way of, we're talking about blocks and beliefs and things like that kind of get in the way, they will tell you what those things are that need to be forgiven, or,
Mm.
need to be kind of worked through as challenges. So that's really helpful to connect with them so they can say what the old pattern or program is and how it's still affecting them and how it can be worked through. So that's really, really helpful.
Incredible, incredible stuff. Well, I'll just share a little story because you did a little reading on me
I
a
did.
couple of days ago, and my mother came through, and you described her exactly as she is, um, in many ways, and it was very, very touching that what the conversations you shared with me about what she was saying to you and what you were feeling. So you have to say that was very, very powerful, very, very powerful, and you even picked up on her humor, which was, should we say, was is quite wicked sometimes, but in a good way. In a good way.
Um, she is laughing now, but she does want to say, I love you, Oliver, and I'm proud of you. There you go. And she's laughing.
Yeah. Well, yes. It's all good. So yes, good stuff. So this is quite a journey that you've been on, I must say. Now let's go back to this driving thing. What is this thing with driving? Okay, what is it about driving that you can't pass your test or are struggling to pass your test?
Oliver,
This is about being
Oliver.
human, by the way. That's why I'm asking, right? It's not.
Oh, okay. So I'll try and recap it. So when I was, I don't know, 16, 17, something like that, I had tried to drive a manual car. And I remember in some of my free periods, we'd go out in the car and, you know, and try. But my driving instructor, now I understand everyone's human and they might get a bit frustrated. I think I was quite impressionable as a 16, 17-year old. But he was like, some people have a natural ability to drive and some people need to try a bit harder. And I was a bit like, well, that doesn't instill a lot of confidence, doesn't it? I did stall the car like loads. Look, I can't lie to you. I did stall the car. Um, and I did find it like this driving thing was the last thing on my plate at that point because I was trying to get into uni and doing all the studying and all of that. So I didn't prioritize it. And then part of me thought, well, I'm going to uni. What is the likelihood I'm going to need a car? As it turns out, having a car at uni would have been really helpful, but there you go. Anyway, so that was that section of it done. And my poor dad paid out for so many lessons, and yeah, we just stopped it. Then, because I decided to move back home after my heartbreak, you could say, so I'm back home in Bedford. This is the area that you would need a car for. So I then decided I need to learn how to drive because, well, my dad was kind of sick and tired of driving me about here, there, and everywhere to my fairs. So, fine. So I started with this instructor, probably had like a year and a bit of lessons, and was still finding it quite difficult. And she wasn't rude as such. She was a bit strict sometimes, but you're driving in a car and it's a mechanical vehicle and you've got to be safe. So I just found it really, really tricky and difficult in the way of like, why aren't I progressing with this? Trying to go out with my mum to get like more practice, and it just, I don't know. I think I was doing too much at that point, so I couldn't prioritize the driving. But I did find it quite difficult. It's like I tackled one thing. I went for 3 tests, Oliver. The first one got cancelled. I feel like if I would have went for that one, I might have passed it though, but it got cancelled. The second one, I made a mistake on the roundabout. I went the wrong way, and it was, oh, honestly, it was a disaster. And at that point when you know that you failed, so you might as well just carry on with the test, because it's like, well, I failed now, I might as well just carry on, and it is what it is. And then my third test, I think it was fairly close to Christmas, and oh, the instructor got me to, she wanted me to do a maneuver out of the car park, and I was this close to the other cars. So she put her foot on the brake, and I was like, well, definitely, I know I failed now. So, and that was back in 2023. And now I have started up again with a new instructor. But yeah, it's like I got so far, but then my brain, when I get in the car with her, it's like, I've forgotten it. I don't know if anyone else has that. I don't know what that is, but it's like I've just forgotten it. And I drove with my mum perfectly fine to all these other places, and I'm like, I don't understand. What is this performance anxiety? Anyway, I have done a whole load of theta healing on myself,
So
and
you got to
now
look
I
at those beliefs, haven't you? Look at the belief of what is this. And I think it probably goes back to that first instructor saying that some people can drive and some people can't. Some people find it easy and some people find it difficult. And you, in that moment, put yourself in the struggle to drive category, even though you clearly can drive, and you need
yeah,
to shift that belief out. You
yeah,
take it and destroy it. See it as a piece of paper and tear it up, right? Throw it away. It's not you. It's
yeah.
not you.
I'm gonna do that again. I've already done a fair bit of theta healing on myself, it has to say, but I will do it with that belief, and that's true actually, what the instructor had said. The other thing is that oh, there was something else I was going to say now, and I've forgotten. Oh yes, my friend did a healing on me, and twice I've been told this, is connected with the angels that have been delayed in my driving because of the, I have a very fleeting mind. Sometimes it's hard to concentrate on things. So they told me that I wasn't concentrating as much on the road. I was like, okay, thank you for keeping me safe. That's fine. And then this time, when I had the healing with my friend, he goes, well, your driving is delayed because, anyway, I had the healing. It basically prevented me from any sinister accidents with cars in the future. But also, the other thing I found out was in past lives, I'm not this person anymore. I had killed people by driving. So I'm like, okay, now it kind of makes sense as to why I'm delayed. It gives me a bit of perspective. So I'm not like, I need to pass. I've just detached now from the outcome. I'm going to get out as much as I can with my mom, and I'm going to keep studying, and let's see. It is a autumn date, so I will let you know if I'm
Well,
going to say, will I
I'm
pass?
sure you will remember to ground yourself, right, and not be up daydreaming when you get in the car, to ground yourself in the physical, to be fully aware and functioning and not worried about who's messaging you
Yeah,
while you're driving.
yeah,
And I'm sure then you'll be 100% okay because
yeah,
it's just a small little blip that you've got to get over. And
yeah,
sometimes our own minds can make that blip based on what we've heard and know into a mountain, right?
yeah.
The fact that a past life exists where this happened, sure. Yeah, great.
Mm.
You know what it feels like in the past life to drive over somebody, okay? That's not this life.
No, no,
You're not repeating the same pattern again. You
no,
definitely don't need to do that.
no,
So,
definitely
and
not.
I'm sure you'll be super good at it. In fact, I know you will be because you are a
Yeah,
powerful, powerful healer and you can work on yourself.
yeah.
You really are quite driven, aren't you? Because you've also written a number of books, haven't you?
Oh goodness, yes, I have. So I've not got them to hand, unfortunately, but I will tell you about them. So I've written a beginner's guide to chakras. So it's a nice little book that just gives you an overview about all the different chakras. There is a love crystals book as well. And I've also written two children's storybooks, one inspired by my own story, but this is a really nice book where it could be applicable to children, to adults, say children over the age of 10. But it's really just a story of self belief. So if you believe in yourself, if you trust in yourself, you can do anything and everything, and you will be unmessable with. So it
Self-belief.
really,
Does that not sound like a book you should read before your driving test?
I need to read it again. Yeah. Yes. So it's all about empowerment, and it is called, oh, The Girl That Found Her Light. Yeah, The Girl Who Found Her Light. Sorry. And then there's one last book that I've written, which is called It Started with a Dream. So it follows this character of Cassie, not Crystal, Cassie. But she goes to sleep. She has really vivid dreams. A few days later, it plays out, and she's seen it somewhere else, and it feels all a little bit too familiar. So deja vu's come in, and then it turns out there are gifts on Dad's side of the family that have transferred to Cassie. And it's a lovely story where he helps her and Mum helps her navigate through this. And they just help her nurture the gift. I have ended it on a bit of a page turner because I had to continue the story, you know. So, but there will be a definite part two. And I've got so many other book ideas in my head. I love writing. I'm a Pisces sun sign, so we're very imaginative as well. So I love the story writing bits, and if some of my books can inspire children and healers and psychics, mediums, and coaches, then that's what I want to be known for. I want to be that beacon or inspiration to other children and other people out there that may have gifts, or who have gifts but who are just a bit scared. And it's like there's nothing to be, at first, yes, it might seem a bit scary. Of course, I had lived it. But if you work with your intuition, it's like having a friend. They just make your life easier, and you just know things, and you can trust yourself, and you'll be able to navigate life a little bit more easily. Unlike me, who was ignoring their intuition, for 36, no, for 30 something years until I had the dream. So there you go.
It often takes that life event to make us shift. We can carry on with the same old, comfortably in pain, right? And it takes a big shift for us to then wake up and go, this is not working. Let me change it, right? And that's the one thing that we are all masters of. We're all masters of change, and yet sometimes we fear change the most, which is crazy because we're in this ever expanding universe. So let's keep changing, let's keep expanding, let's keep growing, let's keep learning, right? And that's fantastic. It really is. So here's a question I want to ask you. What is exciting for you in the future?
Oh, well, I have so many things coming up, but I've
Okay,
got,
let's go for the most exciting one.
okay, the most exciting thing coming up that I've got is on the 8th of August. It is called Alchemize? Awaken and Alchemize. And it is a lovely women's circle event around the Line Gates portal, on the Line Gates portal. So
Mm-hmm.
all around manifestation and abundance. Within this day, we'll be doing inner child work, shadow work. I'll be doing a bit of theta healing and manifestation. So removing some blocks and manifesting and calling in what you want, really. And then I will be working with my beautiful friend who does sound baths to really come and give a little bit of energy healing to everyone in the way of Reiki and sound therapy working together and just ending it on a beautiful high. So that's something I'm really, really passionate about. Am I allowed one more?
Of course, you're allowed one more. Yes.
and and then we'll have the mind, body, and soul experience in Alexandra Palace. So I will be there doing my readings. I'll also be selling some of my beautiful books. You never know, I might have some more books written by then as well.
Because
Um,
that's in is that also August, isn't it?
It's October, so the
October.
16th, 17th, and 18th of October. And me and my friend, who's my Reiki master, we will be coming together, joining forces to bring a epic healing session to everyone, all about getting you to really step into your power and just feeling the energy, feeling the vibes, feeling so empowered, and it would just
Mm.
truly be incredible. And yeah, I'll be selling some of my products with the crystal lights as well, and some of my services there. But it will be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, your crystal lights are quite magnificent. I've seen some of them, and I know that you still get a lot of joy from making them, don't you?
Yeah,
Seeing the
yeah,
lights
yeah,
and the
yeah.
crystals and the glass come together in their own magical properties. So let's leave the events and I want you to find out in your next stage what's exciting for you in your next stage of your development.
Oh, Oliver. Okay, so the intuitive coaching is something that I offer at the minute. But I'll be looking to maybe go a little bit beyond that. I think I'm going to do that with adults. My future plans would be to sounds really quite ambitious, but here we go. I'd love to set up some sort of school or online platform for children where I can work with them to help them enhance their um, gifts and abilities. Because I get it, I understand, I've been there myself. When you don't really know what's happening, but you go with it anyway, and to try and you know I'm a spiritual leader and I know that and I've been told that. So I really want to create a world where spirituality and these gifts and abilities are all accepted by society. And my big, big vision would be to have a school and really get out there with the talking events and just get spirituality more integrated within society. But yeah, my absolute joy would be to build a school for the kids. I think it would just be great. Or to have an online Zoom school or something. I haven't got it all planned out, but
Oh, you
you
don't have to have the plan set out yet. You have to have the idea. And the idea leads to the plan, doesn't it?
know,
Hmm.
yeah,
That's exciting because I think we need more and more holistic wellness, energetic people to put their input into this world and to change it. We've got a lot of changing to do, haven't we?
yeah, yes, yes, we do. Things have shifted in like the last kind of 10 to 15 years, but I think they can shift some more. And I think changes are good for society. And I just want to create I would like to create a world that works for everybody and includes everybody in it
Mm.
and includes the spiritual element and people with, like I said, with these gifts and abilities. Because some of the stories that I've heard about people having gifts and abilities and how they were treated were not favourable, really. Um, going back even kind of like 40, 50 years it doesn't sound great. So my hope is that I can do that with my books and putting myself out there, maybe even going to schools. If any schools will have me, give me a shout, um, so I can get in there and read my books and inspire some children because they are the next generation. And my belief is that we should leave the world in a better way than what we received it in.
Wow. Yes, you're so true. So true. Improving it daily rather than destroying it. I love that. And Yes, books are powerful. Books are so powerful. The written word, writing down your thoughts on a piece of paper, is so powerful. It's been proven over and over again that just by writing things out in your own hand brings your energy into it, your magic into it. And I think it's especially important this day where so many people are just relying completely on AI to write stuff for them. They're not putting their energy into it. And it is
Yeah,
so important to put your energy into it because you can always tell when someone's put their energy into a piece. Uh, spell check. I accept that, of course, because I can't spell to save my life. And I definitely need that. But you've got to put your magic into it, into your words. And that comes through your intention, doesn't it?
yeah, yeah. And I do believe that every single person, every child is special, and we have that magic within us, and our gifts and talents should be celebrated. We are all special, and we should all be made to feel that way. And that's what I'm really trying to get across with my books.
Mm.
Um, so that's what I want to do on a wider scale.
Amazing stuff. So, how do people reach you?
Well, so I have a website which is www.crystaljons.com. I also have my Instagram as well, which is Crystal Johns, but there are a few underscores within that. My Facebook is literally my name, and I think my TikTok is my name. But if you go to my website, it has all the links there.
Well, we'll put all the links in the description of this video as well. So, I want to ask you, what is one thing that you've learned about being a human so far?
Mhm.
Not to say this is it, this is just one thing, one or two things that you've learned about being a human in your
Okay,
journey as a beautiful soul on this planet.
we have so much magic in us, and we can create anything we want. Our minds are literally our portals and ways of doing that. We've come on this earth to remember who we are. Um, but it's only through those life experiences that we really get that. So if I didn't have my relationship breakdown, I wouldn't be this far in my journey. So sometimes things that we think are not for our highest good are for our highest good. Something beautiful is born out of that. So I'd say we've got the magic in us. So you can create anything you want to create. You can change any situation you want to change just with your thoughts and your beliefs and your determination and drive. Just got to go for it. Don't be in survival. Do the things that pay your bills, yes, okay, but also plan for a future that you want. Don't settle. Too many people settle. Go for what you want. Keep driving. Keep getting there. And yeah, if you need a little bit of help, gladly you can email me. No problem.
Got to get that punt in there, of course. Absolutely. Well, that is fantastic. I'm so grateful that you've taken the time in your day, and we did, of course, have some technical issues, which is always par for the course when we're being human in this world. So thank you for taking time out of your day, for joining me, for sharing a bit of your story and a bit of your life and a bit of your magic. And I'm hoping that those people that are listening to this or watching it can really sense and feel that magic and find you and support you because we really need lots more crystals in this world shedding their light and shine their light and being magical wherever they go. So once again, thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you. Bye.